again the same compound, that is benzoic acid. You will make the structure of the compound again in the on the right side of the of your page, journals page, and then you are going to start with the glassware, whatever glassware you are using in this particular functional group test. Now this is a functional group test. Now what are functional groups? As I have mentioned, it is the most reactive part of any organic compound, and every organic compound, every compound contains functional groups. So today you are going to find out the functional groups that were present in your organic compound, and as it is a non-organic compound, so we know that it has got the functional groups, that is a carboxylic group is there, and the double and single triple bonds, they are over there, right? So these are the functional groups which are supposed to be positive. The test for these functional groups are supposed to be positive in our scheme. Now here they have given us a little detail which you are supposed to read. Ye thoda pad lein, but then what are functional groups? They are giving us the examples. That is aldehydes, starting from aldehydes, ketones, and amines, and esters, and hydroxyl groups, and halogens. This alkyl halogens, bromoalkane, iodoalkane, chloroalkane. These all comes under the category of the one word called functional groups. So now they are saying something, this is very important, that you should now plan carefully what chemical tests to be used based on the results you have obtained so far. What does that mean? It means that now you are on step number 3, right? We are on step number 3. That means that previously, in the previous 2 steps, you have collected some data. Now you have some data. What is that data? What was that data? Number 1 was your first step, in which you did the preliminary examination. Though it's a known compound, but still you have that data that it has such and such properties, physical properties. It was white in color. It has such type of an odor. It has it was acidic, right? It has got unsaturations. So you have some data in your mind, right? On your journals also, and then you jump to the next step, that was detection of elements, and you now know that detection of elements, you know that your compound was deficient in having a nitrogen, it doesn't have a sulfur, it doesn't have halogen. So what is this? So this is all the data, and now in this case, now in our case, we know it's a known compound. But what happens when it's an unknown compound? You are only left with a powder and your previous data which you have collected. The first step and the second step. So this is what they are saying here in the scheme, that based on the data or based on your previous results, you have to move on and select your tests. There are a number of tests. यहाँ तो बहुत सारे tests हैं. 15-20 tests हैं. सारे करेंगे क्या हम? Are we supposed to do all the tests? तुम बताओ. You tell me. Are we supposed to do all the tests for the classification of the, to find out the functional groups in our organic compound?
No, ma'am.
Why? You tell.
मैम अगर हमें पहले कोई रिजल्ट नेगेटिव आ जाएगी तो फिर हम दूसरा नहीं करेंगे.
अच्छा, बेवकूफ वाला शिवा.
Ma'am, we can find which we can find in previous season. According to previous season, we can find our new experiments.
Okay, only that is the reason. Can't you see it's a known compound? Why don't you have a valid answer that it's a known compound, ma'am? And we know that our compound contains these functional groups only. So we are going to perform the functional group test for these two only. That's it. We are not going to do all the tests. ऐसा नहीं करना है किसी baby, okay? You have to move on with the result test you are supposed to do. But what happens when it's an unknown compound? So तब क्या होगा? Then we have the previous results and the previous data, and on the basis of that data आपको पता लग जाएगा कि इसमें ये चीज है. Your compound will find its own direction. You will have a direction, and keeping that direction in your mind, you are going to select the number of tests, that which tests are supposed to be done, as our compound has given us previously these results, right? Okay. Are you clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now our compound has got a carboxylic group, so that means we have to look for aldehydes. Aldehydes के लिए हमें test check करना पड़ेगा या नहीं, तुम बताओ. You tell me. Do we have to do aldehyde test? Test number 1 is test for aldehyde and ketones.
Yes.
Do we have to do aldehyde and ketones test?
Yes.
Why? क्या हमारे कंपाउंड में aldehyde group लगा हुआ है? Is there any aldehyde group in our compound?
No.
Is there any ketonic group in our compound?
No, ma'am.
So कैसे तुमने बोला कि इसमें लगा हुआ है? And we will do it. How? Are you sleeping?
No.
तो फिर क्यों तुम्हें पता नहीं चल रहा कि अभी I have repeated it for so many times.
Do Carboxylic test.
Okay, so we will not do aldehyde, and because why? You should have a valid answer. It's not. It's a known compound and it doesn't contain an aldehyde or ketone. Just check your compound. Just check it. इसको check करो बेटा जल्दी से. You need to check your compound. What type of a compound it is and which functional groups are there. That's it. Nothing else. So हम नहीं करेंगे test for aldehyde and ketones. We will not do the test for alcohols. Or even, right? हम करेंगे कौन सा test? We'll do the test for the carboxylic acids, and we are going to treat our compound. The first test is sodium bicarbonate test. That means that you are going to. It's the best test. It is always called as a best test to distinguish between simply an carboxylic group from an alcohol. Right? It distinguishes a carboxylic group from an alcohol, right? So what is this test? You have to take a very small amount in a test tube, right? Small amount of your compound, right? Given substance means your organic compound in a dry test tube or watch glass, and then add 5 to 6 drops of sodium bicarbonate solution. Now what happens that effervescence will occur. What is effervescence? Evolution of gas. Evolution of gas. Just like as you open the Sprite bottle, you open any soda bottle, you feel, or you just mix surf inside any water, आपको एक feeling होती है. What is that? That is evolution of gas. And in our case, they say that if you treat that part with a lime water, you will come to know that this gas is carbon dioxide gas, nothing else. कोई ammonia gas नहीं है, कोई nitrogen gas नहीं है. It's not an oxygen gas. And what type of a gas it is? It is carbon dioxide. When you treat it with a lime water, because lime water is acidic in nature, right? So this is what they are saying. Take small amount of the given substance. That means in a test tube, you are going to take the compound, your organic compound, plus how many drops? 5 to 6 drops of sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3, and then you are going to get the effervescence. Now, what they have given us the options: carboxylic acids. It could be a carboxylic acid. If you find effervescence होती है, तो आपका compound क्या है? What the compound is? Or sulfonic acid. But they have given us the indication when nitrogen and sulfur are indicated. मतलब indicated means when nitrogen and sulfur were present in the previous test. तो आप इसको sulfonic acid भी कह सकते हो, but otherwise no. But in our case, again. So my students are now filling the compound, that is benzoic acid, in the capillary tube. And first they have they recorded the weight on this weighing balance, and now they are filling the compound. Did you seal your capillary tube from one end?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, oh, great. Because I forgot to tell you that you need to seal them. And there are capillary tubes that are available that are sealed. Now paraffin oil assembly is just ready, and they are just waiting for them to fill the capillary tube so that they can adjust it with the this thermometer that is hanging here. These are the students who are doing it, and I'm happy that they are all engaged in doing their work with full concentration. This is the girls' side. They are also doing it, and this is their assembly. It should not touch the side of your thermometer is not correct. It is touching the side of the beaker. It should be hanging in between and should not touch the bottom. It should not touch the sides of the beaker. Be careful. Arrange the assembly properly. Girls, this is the girls' side. Girls are doing it nicely. As they are new, and I mean they are doing it after many years, they have they are attempting to do this, to record the melting point, so they are a little bit, not in practice, but they'll learn. We are recording the melting point. Students are recording the melting point, just about to. Oh, sorry.
120 हो चुका है, 120 हो गया.
Now it's right.
It is melting. I can see it.
Yes, ma'am. Now, ma'am, melting is complete. Yes, ma'am. Complete. Stop.
Temperature. Check temperature.
Ma'am, 100.
Happy that they are performing their work with full concentration, and I can film them because my students are working nicely and they are regular, and at exact 8:30 a.m. my lab started, and they were all inside the lab and they were all performing their work. So they are all regular students and they are very punctual. And I'm very much proud to teach such students who are fully engaged and who are obeying the lab rules.